Today, I'm going to continue talking about clones, but this time, we're going to take it a step further. We're going to be talking about alien clones, and everybody wonders, how would this possibly be possible? So I've never actually watched Star Wars or anything like that. I want everybody to know when I started talking about these clones. I simply came across this bill and knew a little bit about science and other such subjects, and that's why I kind of just went off the rail talking about this. But there might be more to this. So the other day, I was talking about the Agoge gene and several others, and how they determine like skin color and hair color and fur color and eye color, and it can change your behavior and alter other such things, as an addiction and how hungry you are. It along with two others can change a lot of stuff within your body, within the genetic code. And clearly we've established that we can already clone little embryos, human embryos, and we can successfully implant them in somebody and then grow a human baby, technically. And we can also clone a sheep or a cat or something like that. They've successfully done this. So now, think about them being able to successfully doing all this, and whether it's some type of underground lab that nobody really knows about, or it's up in the space station where it's out of jurisdiction or something like that, which I can see them doing this on the space station for sure. But imagine then NASA or other such, like SpaceX or other such space industries, going up in space and collecting a sample, or even a sample that falls here to Earth, but most likely a sample from space, like from a different planet, like Mars or an asteroid, and then taking some of, let's just pretend you find some DNA, and I'm pretty sure they have found DNA, actually, from another planet. I suddenly can't seem to find a little news article I read. I read it a couple months, about a year ago or so, but it was about how they discovered these microbes on this meteorite or asteroid, and they shared half of human DNA, not all of it, but they were asking themselves essentially, well, if this is half of the human DNA, this little microbe, where did the other half come from? And because they weren't sure where this full germ or whatever was, kind of a weird story. But either way, I do know that they have found microbes outside of the International Space Station, as they've came back down, and there's clearly other water or ice or other such things on other planets, which would mean there's some type of reaction going on, and that would eventually lead to the formation of microbes and other such algae and plants that have the potential to evolve into further life. And the thing is, though, the conditions on these planets might be a little bit different. The atmosphere here, we have a particular atmosphere with so much oxygen, and it's a certain thickness. And imagine now being on another planet that's still in its earlier stages of development and might have more carbon dioxide or nitrogen or something in the air. And for some reason, the animals or plants there have adapted and also formed creatures over time, maybe human or alien-like, that we don't have on here, that might have green skin, so they can photosynthesize with, the light, just like plant can. So there might be, aliens or something out there that have green skin or something. You never know. It all just depends on, how the light and the pressure and the overall chemistry of whatever environment or atmosphere you're on, affects you in that time as you're growing, getting created, wherever you're living. It just depends. And they could have easily taken some of their rovers or their space trips or just anything and gotten a little sample. Could have even been a sample from a lake that might have microbes that you can't see inside of it, or a rock, or some ice that has something frozen in it. Even, like from Antarctica, the ice from when the Earth first formed might have some creatures in it that we do not know of now, and they could be revived or even mixed with human DNA, and this could make like human alien hybrids or clones or human animals, even human animals. And I'm sure not all attempts are successful, but there might be some that are. I guess you gotta see what naturally would work and what wouldn't work. You gotta try somewhere, I would assume. And that is actually really crazy to think about, what all there is to create and how you could. It's a conversation I had with somebody on Reddit last night on my other post, and they brought up the Stargate and conspiracy or whatever, and how there was papers released at one point. And while I have not looked into any of the and I did grow up with this in the background, like playing, I never really watched it, but I have just, walked by and seen odd little things here and there, and I do know what the quote Stargate is. The interdimensional portal. And very interesting to travel through it and visit other times and planets and dimensions and go on adventures looking for all this interesting biological information that might be out there, or life, and how it may vary, the possibilities that exist. And I do believe that there is such a thing as alien clones walking around there somewhere. They're probably hiding them for profit reasons. Most everything nowadays is profit. Somebody's getting their gain out of it in some type of way, shape, or form, buying it, who knows, and I'm assuming that's why they either A, remain a secret, or are hidden until, for some reason, somebody does something. I don't know. I really don't know, but I do believe they're there. But that would be a really big thing. That would be crazy. But I wonder how many of you would like to see an alien-human hybrid, or even a clone of sorts, or even a human clone, or someone created in a lab. And it makes you wonder, how does it affect your consciousness? Like if I were to fuse like half like an alien's DNA or some type of creature's DNA into like a human or something, your current consciousness, how does it like affect it? Do you begin thinking differently or behaving differently?